Welcome back. Welcome to episode 2. Yes! Getting it going, keeping it going, looking for the dream and just making it happen. Alright, I promised you yesterday that I was going to talk today about how to be a speaker when you're not a good speaker. You're not trained, you haven't taken 3 years of Toastmasters or specialized training. This is not a problem. Alright? It's not a problem. Now here's the deal with speaking. It's really not about being perfect, and that is the number one mistake that people make. Nobody cares if you're perfect. In fact, if you are perfect, they're probably going to hate you for it, because you're going to be stilted and doing all the right rules and thinking too much and just not being you. In fact, that's big tip number 1 through 20. Please be you. Just be you. If you are you, there is nobody else like you on the planet. Therefore, you have to be interesting. Are you going to be interesting to absolutely everybody? Please. No. But to a great number of people, you're going to be absolutely fascinating. And if your little mind in there, the little voice in there is going, I could end up in front of a bunch of people and they could all hate me because those are my not people, then cut it out. My goodness, let's do a little exercise here. This one comes to me from the world of acting, and frankly, everything, almost everything, about public speaking that I know comes from the world of acting, okay? Very helpful stuff. So there's a man named Michael Kosloff. He's an incredible actor. He's on The Wire on HBO, which sadly I don't see. I don't get HBO. But he was also on Charmed once. I remember seeing him and going, great face. And then I showed up in front of him in person when he gave an audition class in San Jose a few months back. Here's what he taught us. With your hands, we'll do it this way. With your hands, what is the worst you could possibly do as a speaker? And what is the best you could possibly do as a speaker? So, for you, it might be like this. For other people, it may be like this, right? But take your hands and do that. What is the worst? That's down here. And what is the highest? Right here. Okay? What you're going to do now, take a look at your hands. Now, if you really think that you can do worse than here, that's really what you're fearing. But you just defined the worst you could do. So much for your fears. The worst you can do is already covered. So think about that the next time you're terrified. Speaking of being terrified, this is another lesson that I got from an acting teacher in San Francisco. Now, when you get ready to speak, I don't care if it's at your cousin's wedding or if it's in front of a cast of thousands, what happens when they announce your name? You get that feeling like, I'm on, oh God, right? Now, for those people who have become accustomed to that zing of adrenaline, which is what it is, they welcome it. You're going to want to know what the heck I mean by they welcome it. Well, here's the deal. There's this thing in your brain, it's called the hypothalamus. It has one job. It has one job only, and that is to warn you when you're scared. Ever heard of the fight or flight thing? That's the hypothalamus. Its one and only weapon, and it's a mighty weapon, is adrenaline. So, somebody calls your name. You've got to go up and speak. You've got to say something. And you feel fear, don't you? So the hypothalamus jumps up and goes, warning, Will Robinson! And it says, run away! Or it says, get on your armor, one or the other. Now, you being a good little professional person and trying to look your best and trying to be perfect and trying not to show that you'd rather be at the dentist having your whole face drilled than be standing right here talking, you do this. You go, I don't feel this. Nope, I don't have time. Nope, I can rise above this. I'm good. I can rise above this. I can do it. And what happens is, where you were shaking a little bit before, now you are shaking a lot. So there you are. You're pushing it down. The hypothalamus is giving you more, and you're going, ah! By the time you've tried to push this feeling away 3 times, you are toast. You are done. Your knees are shaking, your hands are shaking, your voice is shaking. You think you might die. What is the solution? The solution is so simple, you'll just want to hit yourself upside the head and go, no! You say thank you. What? You say thank you. You say to your own mind, your own system, you say, thanks for telling me, got the message, got it. Because here's the lesson from the world of improvisation. With improvisation, what you do is somebody says something to you, and you never say no. You never say, I don't think that's true. So if somebody says to you in an improv, isn't this a wonderful pink dog that I have on my shoulder? Don't you love her? You don't say, looks blue to me. Stops the conversation dead. In improv, there's something called yes and. So you say, yes, that's an amazing pink dog, and I don't think I've ever seen one with wings before. You're adding to it. Same thing with the hypothalamus thingy, okay? But in this case, what you're going to do is you're going to say, yes, I feel it. I know. I'm terrified. I'm excited. I feel that thing that is really freaking me out. I get it. And I'm cool. I'm going to make it. I'm going to do it. Now, whether or not you still really feel like you are cool and you really are going to make it isn't the point. The point is that by doing that, you are telling the hypothalamus to stand down. It will stop hitting you with adrenaline, and you will feel so much better. And the last piece I want to cover today is authenticity. You've got to be you. Now, we talked about that a little bit at the very beginning, but I want to talk about it a little more in depth. There are places that will teach you that as a public speaker you need to be concerned with how you speak. And I'm no exception, but I don't think that that's the place you start. The place that you start is with ease. The place you start is with being yourself and finding a way to be comfortable with that. Otherwise, what you're doing is you're taking your anxiety and your feeling of having to be perfect, and you're layering more and more rules on it so that it's becoming less and less fun.